as I look at someone though who says I'm the end all be all, I'm the everything, right? I'm the answer to I am the knowing, and I'm unfathomable and I'm unshakable and I can't, make mistakes. And to me that, false idolship, that you see people try and create out there in the world, I think that's really dangerous because, as men, we have weaknesses, we have mistakes, we have challenges. Now, are we playing the game at a place where we can overcome those and beat those and be better than those? Yeah. But if you think that, you're perfect or you're speaking to the world that you're perfect, I always say that's a sign that something's wrong there. Like there's something with that onion that has to be peeled back. And I'm always kind of fascinated when I look at the companies that don't have real challenges or aren't, transparent enough to show real challenges, because every company in the world, if you didn't say you didn't have any challenges in the last 2 years, then you weren't actually in business. And we won big time during COVID, but at the same time, there were real challenges. We just had to, a month ago, we just had to shut down our offices in California again, for some people that tested, positive, and, we want to make sure everybody's safe and protected. But that's a real challenge when you have, 40 people that suddenly have to go home and work and still produce and be productive and work as a team. So those are some of my things. Like you have to watch out for that version of perfection and that version of, unfallibility, I guess is the way to put it. I don't know. Is that something you've seen over the years? Like when you say the promoters are talking?
Yeah. I mean, everything, listen, everyone has challenges. There's nothing perfect. You look and see that back to that Elon Musk story. Elon Musk used to sleep on his factory floor. He was so stressed he couldn't eat. He almost killed him. Like it was his story of how he built Tesla is something actually everyone should, if you haven't read about it, just read about it. And everyone thinks his life's all fine and glory, but guys, the amount of stress that guy goes through on a daily basis. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't want to be the richest man in the world if I couldn't have the ability to enjoy it. And essentially he says that, it's the higher up the tree you go, the windier it gets. And people have to realize that because you have responsibility, you have more at risk. You're not just suddenly working for someone and just collecting a paycheck. You are actually out there creating it. You're the one doing it. I look at my company, Star Peak Mining, one of the big discoveries that we've made here in the last 2 years, and we're a better company today than we ever have been. And my share price is trading, say, at $1.20 Canadian or $1 US. Well, I was high as $4, but it's just the market sentiment. It's just the way that things work in the world, and I can't say, I'm worse today than I was 2 years ago. No, things have never been better, but it's just, hey, listen, it's a cycle. It's never a straight line. That's kind of the way I look at it.
I agree. I do. Maybe that comment you said, like, maybe it's not worth it, right? To become, the richest man in the world, to be close to suicide or be close to, I'm not sure that he's ever said that, but just close to that torturous life, I live there's an amount of stress and torturous life that I know that I lead. There's no question that there's a stress and a burden that you carry. But I also, I see people all the time talking about how hard they have to work to be successful, all the time. And I see it like on, Instagram, Facebook, but I see it, different people quoting the Mamba Kobe mentality, right? If you're an old Lakers fan. For me, I know that I work hard, but I don't build my life to work hard. And maybe that's a little bit just different mentality of my end, is I don't build my life to be busy. I build my life to be effective and productive. And I build my life to be a present, good father, right? With my 2 sons and a good spouse. But I don't think that like me laboring harder is going to make us more successful, as an organization and a company, and me making my mind stronger, me making better decisions, me collecting better data and better information, me creating better, mentorship training, with our teams and our people, and being an inspiration behind those things. Yeah, I think those things make us more successful. That's not necessarily harder, it's smarter, right? I'm not against, hard work, because there are definitely weeks that I put in, a 50 or 60 or even 70-hour week, but I build my life to work 30 hours a week, because when I do that, I feel like I'm building my life to a place to do the things that inspire me, to be great. I don't know. How do you look at that conversation?
I bet you work differently when you're younger to the way you work now. I mean, everyone,
Mhm.
it's just you change and you evolve, and your responsibilities get different. Not even from work, but also becoming a father. I mean, it's just my purpose of my existence now completely shifted when I became a
Changes the whole
father.
game, doesn't it?
Changes everything. And we're blessed. I mean, that's the best thing you could possibly do, because you now have a purpose. You have a reason to do what you do. And like, I look and just say, like, look in the last 3 years. Okay. I used to travel religiously because I have to in my world, going to see this mine or that mine or this financing group, and whatever city it might be, whatever country it might be. I now do not travel because you don't have to. This Zoom phenomenon, these types of communication that you can do now, it's reinvented the world, and I don't have to leave my family. Sure, there's sometimes you have to go and you have to look at someone in the eyes and do that, but realistically, if I'm was traveling 2 weeks out of every month, I am maybe once every 4 months going somewhere to do some sort of business that I do daily now on my computer screen, anytime, anywhere in the world, and nobody can tell any different. I mean, and the output has been greater today than it was when I was doing that traveling. My health is better. My family life is better. I'm seeing my kids. Like, everything is a plus, and that's just the way life has progressed, and it's changed. And I think actually that's going to be, because COVID, by the way, is on the outs, I guess, but it's not going to go back to the way it was. I see it staying on this path. So it's fascinating. Yeah.